I went back on a few things so I could figure out all that's going on before I start making actual, decisions. I'm not gonna make any decisions yet. I want to walk around, check the place out first. We're gonna talk to some people and see what's going on. Check this guy out. Storyteller. Oh man, he looks interesting. The man standing before you resembles an elf, but a very old one. His face is wrinkled and his beard is white as mountain snow. The man seems to be completely blind. The man stares past you with unseen eyes. He seems to be consumed in his thoughts. He mutters a soft melody swaying back and forth slightly to its rhythm. The man shudders briefly and stops singing. Ah, who is there? Is that you, Your Grace? How could you tell it was me? It is not so hard to recognize a ruler by the way he walks. No one is here steps as confidently as you, Your Grace. Who are you? I am an elf from Kionin. My name is not important. I am the storyteller, collector of stories. I collect unknown legends of ancient times. The man smiles, but it doesn't seem to be directed towards you. Long ago, I was a smith in Kionin. That's the same place that the one undead elf lived, I believe. The fire of the forge has burned out my eyes, but I am grateful for it. If I could see, I would yet forge suits of armor for Yadrin Dara's guards. Instead, I have stepped on the path of adventurer and gatherer of ancient legends. Many peoples are long dead. Their homes crumble to dust and their bodies turn to ash. Only legends can still tell us of their triumphs and defeats, their joys and fears. I would be so interested to hear the stories told about us after our demise. I have always been drawn to the Stolen Lands, where countless expeditions, armies, and even kingdoms have met their untimely ends. When I learned of a new barony being founded in the heart of these lands, I knew I wanted to be part of its stories, so I made the journey here. That's kind of a weird question to ask. Alright, what do you care to trade stories with me? Man's voice rustles like autumn leaves. I am a collector, not a trader. If I share a story with you, you receive the power to pass it further, changing or embellishing it, whether willingly or not. Can I be certain you will keep my stories intact in your absolute purity? The storyteller ponders for several moments. No, I do not think so, at least not yet. These legends are the most precious valuables of this ward, the last remnants of the ancient tribes. They are beacons illuminating the way to the past, allowing us to meet generations long gone. I cannot let their light fade. The path to the past must not be lost. But I can offer you a deal, Your Grace. If on your journeys you discover items that come from eras past... Ooh! So he's the one I give it to. I found shards of an ancient artifact. Can you restore it for me at the anvil? May I? Touches it from your pack. This scorching piece of metal is a part of a curious artifact known as the Necklace of Double Crosses. Inside is a sense of story of many deeds, not heroic, but low and maleficent. If you find all 7 of its fragments, I will be able to restore the artifact and recount its inglorious story. Ooh. I need 6 more. Brought some relics. Are any of them worthy of a story? The teller rise. He's like, how interesting. I see, Your Grace. And what is this? I hear the voices of trees, smell the scent of fresh leaves. Dear Mark, is it not? I would be happy to purchase it from you. Oh. Is that from just one token? Is that from one token? A soldier does not ask where the banners of war are headed. He or she goes to battle, dies, and leaves it to others to decide whether the cause was just. The tag belonged to one of the many warriors who helped establish the glory of Taldan Empire. If you would permit me, I would gladly purchase it from you. Oh my gosh. The belongings of brave heroes who performed their feats here before you. I sense you would be interested to hear their story, but there's too few of them here for me to recount it yet. Please find all 5 of them. I am sure you won't regret the time you spend in search. Okay. I need a wise advisor at my court. Would you like to serve in matters of state? Thank you for your words. I am unlikely to be able to interpret the intricacies, oh my gosh, of the political world or the affairs of the treasury, but my advice regarding the magic of the arts would be useful to any ruler. Okay. Alright. Man, he gave me money. I appreciate that. This is my favorite guy right here. That's my favorite guy right there. That's my dad. Hey Dad, can I borrow a few bucks? Here you go, son. Thank you. Thank you. Love you. Let's see. Appearance. Oh no, I've already done this. I've already done that. Trying to see how much money I got right now. I think it's an inventory. No, not here. Sort. There it is. There's my money. 3,400. Man, I was lost for a second. Mary's being cute. I like it. I don't know why the button will like hover over the get out of here. I hate that when games do that. You're just like, oh, I got personal chambers. It could get personal in here. I'm just saying, it could get real personal in here. Oh, okay. What are these goods? The goods? That's a nice room. This drape right here, it's affecting me. Can you please put it symmetrically to the bed? Look at the rug. It needs to go a little bit to the right. Oh my gosh. Maybe I can talk to, I don't know, Owl Games and see if they can fix that. Oh god. That's gonna stick with me to the grave. If it's what? Okay, Ein. Alright. Oh, and it gives me 2 choices. Either to leave and go to the map, or go to the town. Boom. That's how it should be. That is how it should be. I'm gonna enjoy this game. I'm gonna die a lot, but I'm gonna enjoy this game. So that elf was from Kyonin. That's the same area that that one undead elf was at. I wonder if they'll ever have a conversation. Because he looks old. He looks hella old.
Hello, my savior.
Oh, hey.
You asked if we'd meet again. And here I am.
Dang, you gotta talk like that? You gotta talk to me like that? Stop!
I see your fate has changed since last we met. Now you are the ruler who will determine the destiny of these lands. I am their living heart, the whisper of the wind, the strength of rivers, the luxuriant growth of the meadows. Do you wish to touch this power? I will show you a place where we can finally meet in flesh, you and I. Deep in the woods, there is an old mossy ruins, long abandoned, nearly swallowed by the thicket. There is an old tree growing among the stones in the yard, which I remember as a seed. A shadow under its green crown I call my verdant chambers. Visit me there, my lord, and come alone. A nymph's reward awaits you.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm about to have like an orc druid. Oh my gosh. I'm about to have an orc druid, druid. I'm about to have an orc druid as a son. I'm about to have half orc, half plant children. That's what's about to happen. This guy's like, wait, I wish to ask you something. I don't want to say this. He's like, accept the reward. It's like, I don't want to ask anything. I'll see you in the verdant chambers.
So long. I will await you there, as the ground waits for spring under the heavy winter snow.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. What is that mission that she just said? Let me figure it out. See, Amiri, those are companions. For some odd reason, that's part of a companion quest. I didn't know that. How to build a kingdom. An ancient curse. I got 41 days. Man, I hate that whole time shit. I hate it. Let's see. I don't have any errands. I took care of all errands. Find the cause of the nightmares and the way to stop them. The nymph suggested the Baron set off to her chambers an old tree growing as is like, oh, I don't like this suggestion. If I were in the Baron's shoes, I'd definitely stock up on invisibility potions or some other means to avoid trouble. Condoms. I want to be a paladin. Oh man, these people are talking it up. Dark-skinned, wiry man with a rather beaten face and a happy smile on his face. He is dressed luxuriously, and his dark hair and neat mustache are exquisite coiffure. Hassa from Absalom is happy to welcome you, Your Grace. Come, take a look at our best wares. Okay, let's see what you have. He has these. Only 10. Does he stock up? Because that's the real question. Why is it that much? Cloak of Shadows. That thing looks cool. And that cat needs to calm down. Bonus enhancement to stealth. That's really cool. If you're going for a stealth build. Natural armor. Do I have natural armor? I'll find out in a second. I can't afford some of the stuff, so just admire the pretty things now, and then just we're moving on. There's no need to be looking at all that. Let me quick save real quick. Okay. It looks like there's also a vendor for armor over there. All would be great, but let's wait until I actually have the monies. Oh man, all these people, all these people. It's getting choppy for some unknown reason, I don't know why. Tavia? Nope. No new conversations. Not yet, anyway. Greetings, Your Grace. Okay. People bow to me. They bow. This is my land. Okay. The power hunger is there. I apologize. Okay, I can't go over there. Sorry, I'm just looking for other stuff that might be around here. Somebody needs to clean that shit up. Oh, there's Valeria. I wanted to say something to her. Just real quick. Is she? She's got twirling shit all over her. Oh, she might be a god woken or something like that. You know what? I'm gonna say this. Surely hope your words carry nothing more than mere politeness. Let's see. You know you really are quite beautiful. You're a reliable friend and a worthy ally, but would be a crime to ignore your beauty. Gives you a stone look. I sincerely hope your words carry nothing more than mere politeness. Ah, nice. Cool. Thank God. Yes, we won, boys. High five. Nice. So you like me but won't seek my favor. Oh, well, that's something new. It's like she raises her eyebrow and smiles, but this smile expresses amusement, not her usual cold arrogance. Cool. You see a stout man suited in a well-worn armor. His face is framed with salvery, stubbled, and his fleshy nose is red and pockmarked. He radiates perfect calm. As you approach, he bows respectfully in dignity. Highland, Your Grace, Captain of the City Guard. I don't remember hiring a guard captain, or any guards in that matter. Came here from Restov with a dozen of my best guards by order of the Lady Jamandi. Okay. I like to learn about those who serve me. Of course, Your Grace, I have been on guards all my life. I started a snot-nosed runt in the night watch. Restov is famous for its fencing schools. Young people from all over the River Kingdoms come to study there. It seems every other person has a sword, and every third thinks they know how to use it better than the rest. Okay. Okay. Alright. Helen, do the guards have everything they need? There are sufficient munitions and supplies, Your Grace. The salary is fair. We've enough to buy toys for the kids and a jug of beer when the shift is done. Of course, the town is growing. It would be nice to expand the ranks, but we can manage that on ourselves. Have to go. Have a quiet shift. Okay. Okay. I think that... Ooh, chickies! Appreciate the game not trying to go into going to, every time when I go in a small house, it's like, oh man, I want to take a year. I don't know anything about Tristan. I need to find out what's going on. Greetings. How may this humble chosen of the great Serenade help you? Tell me about yourself. About myself, I wouldn't know where to begin. Pauses for a moment in thought. You know my name, my faith. I follow Serenade, and I have traveled from the Padisha Empire of Kalesh to here. What else do you want to know? Forgive me, but from your manner and appearance, you don't strike me as Kaleshite. You have nothing to apologize for. Truly, I have received my name and appearance from my parents, who had come to Kalesh from afar. I never knew them, for the fate and separated us when I was young. So I grew up in Kalesh, raised by the followers of Serenade. My home is where my heart is, within the temples of the great goddess, among the wise and generous men that took up upon themselves the care of a child that was unlike them. I learned mercy and patience at an early age, and it is these virtues that have made me the man I am today. Do you enjoy traveling? His eyes light up. Oh yes, no library and no archive, however large, would have ever allowed me to learn as much as the world as I have in my journeys. Okay. Each realm leaves its mark on the lives that live there. Only by visiting it, by breathing the same air, walking on the same soil, can you understand its people, what drives them, what frightens them, their dreams, and how they honor their gods. Does it being outside the temple make you uncomfortable? There are many ways to honor one's god, Mr. Hardcore Mode, but it is true shrines play a role in the lives of many of the faithful, but even more find other ways to serve Serenade. The healing light values good deeds above all else. I cannot stand by and watch evil claim others. For a moment and raises an eyebrow. Perhaps that is another reason why I choose to go on my pilgrimage, leaving behind the temples of Kalesh. You know where you're going next? No, my thoughts were far from it, for my mission here is not yet done. Why do you ask? Do you wish me to leave your lands? On the contrary, I hope you will stay with me for as long as you can. The thought of you leaving is not a welcome one. Smiles awkwardly. You speak as if sharing your heart's affection. If I am dear to you as a comrade in arms, then I too value our friendship. If there is more to it, however, Tristan goes silent, shakes his head sadly. Okay, I got it. He's not gay. Got it. I am aware. What can you tell me? You called yourself the Chosen of Serenade. What did you mean by that? Sorry, that was a mere jest. Other acolytes at my temple used to... What? Who the fuck was that? Used to tease me with that title. This should tell you how pious and devoted I was compared to them. And yet my faith is strong. Serenade knows this and protects me in times of great peril. Get this out of here. I don't ever want to see this again, except on Harem. What brought you to these lands? Or, can you tell me about Serenade? Serenade is a goddess of temperance and patience. Solar flame goddess teaches us compassion for the weary and mercy to those who go astray. What would you like to know of her? I'd like to hear about the history of the faith. What are the teachings of... How is she worshipped? Many worship a solar flame goddess in her temple. Some make the pilgrimage to the Everlight Oasis, but even those who do not serve the goddess directly rarely shun the festivities dedicated to her. A Sunroth festival for one. What are the temples of... Tell me about the Everlight Oasis. I've never been there. Oh man, he'd never been there? That's so weird. But the stories say it is a wondrous place, sacred to Serenade's faith. The oasis is located in Salshabar? Yeah. Which lies in Kazmaran. I apologize if I have said any of these names wrong, so bear with me. They're all made up, so shut up. Okay, pilgrims from throughout Galarian travel there seeking the goddess' blessing. According to the legend, the waters of the Everlight Oasis are imbued with healing properties, and anyone who bathes in them shall be cured of any ailment. Just imagine a place where people from all around the world come together to worship. What stories may they share? Okay. Okay. What are the teachings of Serenade? Goddess is the light of salvation even to those who have been forsaken by the other gods. She teaches us mercy and forgiveness, for as long as they may be useful to the souls of salvation. You make it sound like the followers of Serenade will try to find good and even a bandit with a knife to their throat. Do not mistake compassion for weakness, Mr. Hardcore Mode. One hand of Serenade is shrouded in healing light, the other holds a scimitar. Following their goddess, the priest learns to wield their weapon starting in childhood, and they do not hesitate to use it in dispute and cannot be settled peacefully. Are there any undeserving of mercy? Pass you into the distance for Silvermostus. When he speaks again, his voice is quiet, reflective, as if echoing his thoughts. Undeserving of mercy, would even Serenade herself find the compassion to, as if awakened from a trance? Forgive me, your words, they are not easy ones to reconcile, and even priests we debate them to this day. What is the point of which a soul is irredeemable, or is it a failing of the priests themselves? These are difficult questions you ask, Mr. Harko, but questions wise men have debated for centuries. Does a being that has been tainted by evil to its very roots, that rejects its own salvation, still deserve compassion? Can those compelled to do evil by others still seek forgiveness? There is no easy answer on these issues among Serenade's followers. As for me, I believe that every soul carries the potential for goodness within. No matter the crime, the guilty man may find forgiveness if they repent and cast off the evil that led it to the deed. I believe this with all my heart. I do not agree. There are crimes that cannot go unpunished. Well, that's mine, obviously. Folds his arm. What is of greater importance, a living soul or the laws of nations? One's salvation or observance of rules? Know that I hold you in high esteem, but it is difficult for me to agree with you on this issue. Okay, so we're having a debate. Cool. Cool. Okay, I'll end it there. Cool. We can have disagreements. I don't have to agree with them. It's like, oh, I better say the right thing, otherwise he'll never like me. A woman in rich gold embroidered clothing greets you with a polite bow. Her eyes, the color of molten gold, shines bright in her dusky face. Greetings, noble ruler of these lands. My name is Arisone. I'm a messenger from the temple of Abadar and Absalom, and I came here assuming the citizens of your young barony could use the services of a priest. I could use the help of a cleric? What do your services offer? I can sell you various divine spell scrolls that are quite useful, even if you don't have anyone in your party who can read them. While you're in this settlement, or indeed any place with a cleric willing to help, you need only open your bag and choose the scroll you wish to cast. I'd be happy to read it for you. However, take care of out there in the wilderness. The scroll is useless without someone who can read it. You're an Isomar, if I'm not mistaken. I suppose it's easy to tell, isn't it? Yes, I am an Isomar. though I'm not sure how or when the blood of Celestials appeared in my family. Among all my relatives and known ancestors, I'm the only one who inherited it. I must admit, I'm glad this lot fell to me. It draws more attention to me, a useful trait for a priest who wishes to gather congregation. Okay, I could use... How did you come into my barony? That's a long story and not a terrible, exciting one. I was born and raised in Absalom, but I saw a little point in staying there. What's the purpose in promoting the faith of Abadar in a city already so large and well developed? No, I was drawn to backwater places where civilization was just beginning to emerge. It gives me such joy to see the first stones of a new settlement being laid, or to see wilderness that once harbored monsters and criminals become a safe, cozy home for people. Okay. Alright, I could use a cleric. Alright. Cool. Ooh, she's got Raise the Dead, all those things are like 6,000 apiece, right? Let me see. Are they 6,000 apiece? How much for one? Yeah, no. Yeah. That lady that just laughed, that was me. Yeah, that's... Oh! Tense silence hangs over the house. Your trifling friend emerges from the shadows, but her eyes are staring into the distance. She seems to look right past you. No, not now. Turmoil suddenly you over. You see fear in Kasai's eyes. Her blue eyes. It's you. I wanted to say She's... Why do I question this woman now? I question her even more now, but... I feel almost sure that I've just witnessed some sort of divine intervention. Clenches her fists obliviously in the grip of strong emotion, but one you cannot read. I knew it couldn't last forever. Why did he even make this rule? If he knew it would be impossible to keep. What is she talking about? Come what may, you should know, Mr. Hardcore Mode, that the people you know by the name of Kaisi does not exist. My real name is Kalek, and well, it's a long story, and such stories are better told beside a welcoming fire. Will you hear me out? Fine, let's go. The girl rests her head on her arm and stares off into the distance in memory. Stories by the fire, in the desert where I was born, my fondness memory when the day is done. Hosts and guests, parents and children, friends and rivals, all gather by the fire under the stars to tell their tales. All they did, all they witnessed, all they heard from the travels and the whispers carried by the desert wind. My sister and I often snuck in to hear these stories, hiding in the shadows just beyond the circle of light and warmth. We are hellspawn, you see. Teflings are unwelcome guests in Quidira, unblessed by the light of merciful Serenade. We grew up, I'm gonna just call it Serenade. I know there's an R there, but I don't care. We grew up sleeping in a common tent, scavenging food here and there, like orphans, all but outcast and disowned. We were 13 when we left and set off to find happiness in the cities. Everyone we left behind sighed in relief. My sister and I, we are twins, but as different as the sun and moon. Her name is Canera, which means silent flame. She is fire, a cold fire, but one that turns everything to ash. I am River. It brings me joy to give water to tired travelers and nurture green shots. But when I flood, I am bound to bring death. The girl's eyes are full of sorrow. Despite our differences, we are one. Our lives belong to divine Neith. What is that? All-seeing eye. God who holds knowledge and magic above all things. Okay. And by his mercy we now live, it turns. While one of us is here, the other sleeps in another plane, and when she wakes up, we switch places, just as you just witnessed. Okay, that's kind of cool in a way. So, the one we've been hanging out right now is the one of River. The one of Flame, we haven't seen her yet. Oh. So this is why you didn't remember me when you were talking to Jamandi Aldori. How could I remember you? I'd never met you at the time. That was Canera. She was the one who talked to you at the reception and helped you fight off assassins. We usually write each other notes recounting in detail all that happened and describing. Okay, so they're working together. They're polar opposite, but they seem to be on the same page. But that time we switched right in the middle of a mansion and engulfed in fire and filled with assassins. Canera didn't have the time to write any notes. And how is it you begin to live in turns? This story, it's one I've never told to anyone before, no one in the world, and it's not easy to confide in a stranger. There's too much grief and guilt in it. If you don't mind, I'd rather not go into all the details. You see, my sister died, and I couldn't get over it. Canera was killed by a soul eater. Okay. A monster summoned by secret followers of Abaddon's archdemons. Those who summoned him died in the fight, but the beast was too strong for my sister, and I wasn't even there to protect her. Kelly catches her breath. We just had a fight, and we both did some stupid things just before, but I don't want to talk about that now. Why does she have the same story as Kasumi in Persona 5 Royal? Why? I mean, it's cool, but... When I found out what happened to my sister, I was ready to make a deal with any power, if only I could just get her back, and I found such power. I was contacted by Arcane and Thane. Kind of mischievous kind of god. The herald of God, Neith himself. She promised she would return Canera to life, but on two conditions. First, we must both keep the arrangement a secret. Second, we would never be able to meet again. And so our new life began. Now we flee through the world guarding our secret, always introducing ourselves as Kasi, to hide that there are two of us, and we switch places with each other at random. While one lives, the other sleeps in a demi-plane, one created specially for us. And you can't control these switches. No, we can't. They happen at random, most often while we're sleeping, but sometimes in broad daylight. That's why we can never stay in one place for so long. So now that I know, will it be bad for her? Your viewers speak it to me. It means you broke one of your rules set by the deities of Herald. Yes, you make me regret this, Mr. Hardcore Mode. I felt you might be someone who could help my sister and me change our fates. What can I do to help? That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about. Canera was supposed to tell you of an ancient treasury that we've been looking for. Gold isn't the only thing of value in this place. It may contain an ancient relic taken by Taldan, raiders from a respected Quadiran temple of Neath. See, I can do it if I try. It's an unusual relic called the Disc of Eclipse. I once heard a beautiful story that it was created from the shadow that hides the sun and the moon, but I don't think that could be the truth. Neath is the god of magic, who was once a mortal wizard, and relics from his temples are usually very powerful. There are many among his followers who think that solving the mysteries of magic, even rivaling their deity, is the best way to serve him. One such follower created the disc long ago in the distant past. According to legend, it gave its owners control over planar travel, but only pairs of wizards bound by unbreakable ties could use it. Okay, so just like you. While one of them traveled the planes, the other was his anchor in our world, and they could switch between. Do you see now why we so desperately wish to find the disc? It might help us understand how the switch between me and Canera works, and it should make our divine patron happy. Neath and his assistants value the desire to understand the mysteries of magic above all else. And how did this disc come to be in the Stolen Lands? It was brought here by Taldans from the 5th Army of Exploration. Taldor and Quadira were enemies for ages. Thousands of years ago, a soldier broke into the Temple of Neath and stole the relic to sell it, or secretly hoard it as an heirloom. Hundreds of years later, his own kin, or the kin of his 100th buyer, brought the disc to these strange lands. Okay, so it was just passed on generation to generation. Tell me about the location. It's called the Sorrow Flow. In the chronicle we read, it was once a Taldan town founded by the veterans of the 5th Army of Exploration. It stood on the shores of a turbulent river, and that was what destroyed it. One night, a terrible flood devastated the settlement, killing many and driving the rest to flee. Only the tower on the cliff remained, which was too high for the flood to reach. Water covered the ruins for a long time, but last year it receded. My friends found a chronicle which recounted the destruction of the city and spoke of the disc of the eclipse which was kept there. They managed to track down the ruins, but were frightened away by the monsters and beasts that roam the area. Okay, I gotta worry about that. If this can help, I'll agree. I'll wait for you there at Sorrow Flow, and please, let's explore the ruins together, just the two of us. I don't want to give myself away again in front of my companions. Breaking the Anotheans' conditions once was enough. I have no wish to anger our gods so long. Okay. Interesting. That was a lot. That was a lot.